What's good, team? Evan here for grips.com, and it is official. I am back on YouTube. I'm coming back to YouTube. I'm here to stay. I'm ready to play. So today I'm just going to give you a really quick video, bring you up to speed on kind of where I'm at, what my goals are for the upcoming year, and how I plan to make those goals come through to fruition. Because of course, first thing we do, when we want to make something happen is we set that goal, but then to make it realistic and attainable, we make that plan, that massive action plan Tony Robbins talks about, to see the steps along the way. So instead of it being something, oh my God, I could never make that happen, it becomes very, okay, if I do this, and then this, and then this, boom, I'm gonna be at my goal. So as you know, I've taken quite some time away from YouTube, and I've also taken quite some time away from poker. And the reasons that I did this were largely personal. I was experiencing some health issues from having pushed myself way too hard. I'm someone who goes pretty hard. I have a bit of an addictive personality, which, would make it kind of make sense why I chose poker as my vocation. And when I got into social media, I got into YouTube, I got into Twitter, I got into Twitch, I got into Facebook, I really got hooked on the positive feedback that those platforms give, when you get the likes and you get the comments, you get all those interactions and the dopamine rush is happening. I got really hooked on that, and so it kind of brought out the addict side in me, and I was like, oh, okay, I got to make more content, I got to make more streams, more videos, and after the stream I got to engage and I got to answer every comment, and it really took a toll on me. It really led me to a burnout because I was focusing exclusively on grinding and grinding content, and I was neglecting myself. I was neglecting my health, I was neglecting my workout routines, proper nutrition, time with friends, time with family. And the reason why was because honestly, I was just so fucking high from the poker, especially, tournament format is much more addictive and much more stimulating. And then I was extra high from the feedback I was getting through social media and all the extra interactions. So that really kind of pushed me to a limit that I could not maintain. And something that my mentor, Paul Chek, taught me, who's someone you're going to be hearing about a lot this year, is that when we hit a burnout, it's because the ego no longer, or the body no longer has the energy to maintain the character that the ego has developed in. As you guys know from the supersonic win, the Grips character had gotten pretty full on. He was pretty entertaining. He was pretty enthusiastic about everything. He was pretty hyped up. And as much as I loved playing that role, it was something that as I was reaching my 30s was simply unsustainable. So as much as it pained me to leave YouTube, and as much as it pained me to really cut down my poker volume, it was something that I simply had no choice but to do. I was having trouble getting out of bed, I was having trouble going to the grocery store, I was even having trouble going for a walk, and I realized I was just really depleted and I had to take time away to replenish myself. And you'll see I tried to come back a couple times and make a couple videos and stop again, and it's because I got the feedback, no, you're not ready to do this yet. But after taking 2 years off and really going deep into myself and seeing what my challenges were, what was draining me, what were my bad habits, what were the things that I was missing that could really bring support to me in my life to help me continue with this career of being a poker player and a poker teacher, I became aware of what was necessary. So I took a yoga teacher training, I took a Reiki training up to the master level, I took the holistic life coaching program with Paul Chek, all 3 levels. I went to a mystery school, I went traveling, I learned about herbs and teas and nutrition and supplements. I saw many naturopaths, and I did lots of traveling and spent lots of time with friends and family because I realized these were the things I needed to energize me. These are the ways I needed to replenish myself. And that's where point number 1 comes in on my list. So the biggest key to success for me this year and for life is love. And I realized that love is in nature, love is with the people, love is all around us, but we have to be open to receive it. And when I was so focused on achievement and performance and optimization, I was closed to the outside world and I wasn't open to receive love in the many forms it comes in. And so that's why I needed to rekindle my relationships with my family and my friends. And after doing that, I felt really good about everything, but I was still feeling a little bit flat. And I was like, what is it? What am I missing? And when I really stopped to reflect on it, I'm like, oh, I'm missing my true one love, which is the game. And which is, the game of poker. And I consider YouTube to be a bit of a game too. So the game of teaching poker and the game of motivating and the game of coaching and the game of learning and just the whole thing. I was missing that one love, and I, thought I was going to be just a purely holistic life coach. Or I thought I was going to be a yoga teacher. I thought I was going to be a massage therapist. And none of those things stimulated me in the same way that poker did. And as soon as I shifted my attention away from those other things and put it back on poker, something woke up in me again. It's like Mikey McD said in Rounders, I never felt so alive as soon as I sat back down at the card table. And I recognized that those other things are still very valuable. In fact, those are the things that are going to support me in my ability to have poker as my number one priority. Number two on the list, as you can see here, because it is fed by that one love. So I'm going to be sure to spend lots of time with my family. I'm going to spend lots of time with my friends. I'm going to make sure I'm eating good food. I'm going to make sure I'm exercising, I'm resting, and doing the things that energize me so that I'm able to play poker and feel good about it. This is the work-life balance. So one love is really the key for success. And I learned from Paul Chek in my holistic life coaching programs that it doesn't matter so much what it is that you love, so long as you have something. Because when you have something that energizes you and makes you feel excited and makes you feel passionate, that's going to be the thing that drives you to do all the things you need to do to be a happy, healthy human being. All right, so one love is the foundation for me this year. Now, number two, as you can see, is poker. Poker. I miss this game so much, and anytime I would one table an online session or just play a live tournament, even a small buy-in, I loved it. I had so much fun. And the challenge was I'd gotten so used to playing higher stakes, multiple tables, long sessions, that at first playing a single table felt boring. But what I realized was it didn't feel stimulating. It didn't feel energizing because I had kind of set the standards so high and been used to very high stimulation that low stimulation didn't do it for me anymore. But after taking time away and rebalancing myself and recalibrating myself, per se, which is what my naturopath told me I had to do, suddenly I could find joy and pleasure in just playing one or two tables, and also a lot of joy in studying. So I have been doing lots of studying in the past 6 months. I've gone through all of Alex Fitzgerald's material, and I've also started studying with the guys at Raise Your Edge, the tournament masterclass. And wow, I'm just blown away by the quality of content that's available. It's funny. One of the reasons I wasn't in a rush to play was I had low confidence. I didn't think that I was going to be good enough anymore. This is also something that carried over to YouTube. But I was really doubting myself. The thing is, I'm really good at learning. And if you watch my videos, you're probably pretty good at learning too. So I said, you know what, it's no problem. All the answers to poker are available these days. There are plenty of extremely talented players teaching it. So I'm just going to take some of the money that I have and invest it in myself and invest it in my game and get access to, the answers, get access to the code, get access to the maps per se. And so that's what I did. And now I'm investing my time in digesting that material, because I realize I can't just take a course, watch it over the course of a day, and expect to retain everything. With these dense teachings, with these really deep theoretical teachings that build on top of each other, it's important to take the time to digest them, to take some action to integrate them, to practice them and play, and to take breaks away from the computer, away from stimulation to be able to digest things. This is where practices like meditation or working out or just going for a walk in nature really go a long way. So I'm doing lots of studying, and I'm going to continue to do that because for me, that's the way that I learn best, is studying theory and listening to great players and great minds explain the reasoning behind why they do what they do. So with study in place, I feel very confident about my game. I've been back at the tables and seen some great improvement in results already. My confidence is sky high, maybe higher than it's ever been, other than probably, you know, January, February 2016, where I was really at my peak. And so my goal is to stack up $100,000 this year. I'm going to be playing a mix of online and live poker, and I'm primarily going to be focusing on cash games for many reasons, which I will go through in a different video because it's going to be way too long if I break that down here. But my goal is to make $100,000 playing poker this year, combined live and online winnings. And that's profit. That's not, I want 100K in winnings, like gross winnings. That's net. That is profit. So, you know, if I win a tournament in the mix for like 50K, but I've put up 30K in buy-ins to get there, that's only worth 20K. That's not worth 50. We're talking 100K profit is the goal this year. And I'm extremely confident that in putting in the hours, I'm going to get that result. And I'm going to be sharing my journey with you along the way so you can follow along and see that, wow, it's totally possible to make a six-figure income playing poker. And number three, because, you know, number two is really kind of all about me, right? And I've learned also from my mentor, Paul Chek, that if we're only I-centered, if we're only about ourselves, we're going to feel disconnected from the world. We're not going to feel as secure and as safe and as welcome. So when setting goals, it's very important to have your me goals, but then it's also important to have your we goals. And my we goals are centered in the content area. I've always loved teaching, be it poker, be it personal development, be it pretty much anything. I love teaching, I love sharing, I love communicating, I love expressing, I also love receiving as well. So content is a primary focus for me. Of all the formats I've done over the years, live streaming on Twitch, videos on YouTube, coming up with memes and posting them on Facebook and Twitter, interacting on forums, doing live seminars, YouTube content has been the most enjoyable for me. It's kind of the easiest for me to do. It allows me time to get creative before I put my ideas out there. It creates content that lasts, and it's very condensed content. So, you know, when you watch a YouTube video, you know you're going to get a lot of golden nuggets out of that. Whereas when you watch a live stream, you may put in 4 to 6 hours and get 1 or 2 key points, or in some cases, just a bunch of entertainment and no actual education. For me, education is much more important than entertainment, because I'm not here to just be a goofball. I'm not here to be a clown or a character to show you, you know, how funny I can be. I'm here to help you get results because I'm focused on getting results. I'm someone who just wants to be the best player I can be. I'm someone who wants to make a lot of money playing this game. And I'm someone who, like, you know, my friends you see behind me, I want to win championships. I want to be the guy who's in this bracelet picture. I want more pictures like this where I'm holding massive checks or, you know, piles of money or purple jackets. So education is very important to me. And that's why another reason I'm focusing on YouTube rather than Twitch. I found that Twitch, live streaming, it's a lot about entertainment. The sessions are very long. It's all about, you know, back and forth chatting. And it really takes away focus from the game. I just want to win. And I want to share with you how I'm winning. But I think that the easiest and most effective way for me to do that is to give you concentrated theory videos, hand history reviews after I'm done my session, and, you know, answering your questions. if I'm trying to teach while playing at the same time, my play is really going to suffer. Whereas if I give 100% focus to my play and then review it with 100% focus, I'm going to be able to give you a much higher quality teaching experience, and therefore you're going to get a lot more out of every single video you watch. I don't want you to waste your time. I don't want you to waste any minutes, which is why I'm going to be very efficient and concentrated with every piece of content and every piece of material I put out on YouTube here. So you'll also see that beside YouTube, I have IG, and that's Instagram. And honestly, I avoided this for a long time because I just didn't want to learn something new. This is also something that's pretty interesting. When we're in a stress state, when we're just so focused on getting through day to day, the blinders come out. We can see nothing but what's in front of us. We're trying to take those next steps, and we don't have room to learn, which is why I think that learning and playing should be done on separate days, or at least with a solid 2-hour break between them, because the state of being in a receptive learning state is very different than the state of performance. So since I was just so full on with YouTube and Twitch and all the social platforms, I didn't have room to learn a new one like Instagram. But silly me, Instagram is amazing. I've recently started using it. I also did my due diligence and took a 14-hour how to Instagram course because I wanted to make sure I was doing everything right, get my hashtag strategy right, right type of pictures, when to do videos, when to do carousels, all that stuff. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It allows me to quickly share things that have been going on. It allows me to tell a little bit of a story. It's a great way to communicate, and it keeps people in the loop. So I'm a huge fan of Instagram, and I plan to be very active there during the year. You can see my numerical goals beside there are 100K and 10K. YouTube, this is a really big goal for me, and it's something I've had since 2014. For the original Gripsters out there, you'll remember I had the goal of 100,000 reached and teached. And we were totally on track for that. We were totally on pace for that in 2015 until I hit the burnout and I had to stop. And it really pained me to do that because, this is what my ego wanted so badly. But I saw that my ego was it was abusing me and it was ruining me. And I had to tell it to take a break. But I still have that goal, and it's still something I really want to achieve is 100,000 subscribers, so I can get that silver play button and feel like I've really been successful with YouTube. And just have something physical, tangible to show that, this 10 years of hard work, got me somewhere. Obviously, I felt the transformation, everything along the journey, but it's always nice to have something physical to be able to look at, to remember, it's going to trigger all those positive memories. And that's something, I'll have on my shelf till my last day on this earth. So we're already at 66,000 subscribers. We only need 34,000 more. That's like less than an average of 100 a day. And I strongly believe that when I'm back on here producing content on the regular, we're going to be able to get there. Pretty sure the first year I really focused and dedicated myself to Gripst. In 2013, we built the subscriber base up like 25,000. So knowing what I know now, having the extra quality content, insight, and information that I have to offer and all the experience, I don't see why we can't, improve that and make this a reality, especially with your help. And beside that, you also see on Instagram, my goal is 10,000. I think it's a pretty reasonable number. I've seen that Instagram accounts tend to grow pretty quickly because it's such a popular platform. And I plan to follow all the best practices, be very active on there, very engaged in there, and I think that 10,000 is a pretty modest goal. Been able to hit 10,000 followers on Twitter, so I don't see why I shouldn't be able to do it on Instagram, especially if I give it a higher level of focus than I did to the other platforms. So how I'm going to do that in terms of content schedule so you can know what to expect from me on this channel. YouTube, I'm going to be uploading a minimum of 1 video per week, and I feel like I can probably do 3 videos a week and still, keep my wits about me, still live a balanced life. But just for safety's sake, I'm going to start with 1 video a week, guaranteed. And if I'm, getting that positive feedback, I'm really enjoying the interaction, the conversation that's going on, don't be surprised if that number goes up to 3, maybe 5 videos a week. Instagram, my plan is to post every single day of the weekday, Monday to Friday, so that's 5 posts a week. And so, you know, if you want to know what's going on behind the scenes, you want a little update, you want more insight into my mind, follow me on Instagram at Gripsed, Gripsed. As I mentioned earlier, I'm playing more live poker, both tournaments and cash games, and that's going to be the stuff that I share through Instagram because it's really easy. You know, I take a picture of my chip stacks throughout a session, post the pictures there, and you can watch how the chip stack builds, and I can also share my thoughts about the session in the comments part of Instagram. So also, if you want to engage with me and communicate with me, I will be checking the comments on YouTube once a week. I'm going to kind of post the videos during the week and then check the comments on the weekend and do discussion. And on Instagram, I'm going to check the comments every day after I post. So that'll be a way to reach me more directly. I found when I was trying to answer comments every single day on YouTube across 700 plus videos, it really burnt me out, and it was pretty much impossible. So I'm gonna have kind of a window of 1 week after a video goes up, I'm gonna be going through it and looking at the comments, and then I'm gonna communicate on next week's videos. So if you want to get at me through YouTube, make sure that you comment within the first week of the video being up, or I may miss your comment. So I've got my plans for the kind of content that I'm going to produce. I'm definitely going to be bringing back hand history reviews. Those are extremely popular. I would love to do Q&A videos with your guys' questions and me giving you the answers. I'm also going to branch out a little bit from the poker stuff and talk about other things that I think relate to being your own boss, being an entrepreneur, managing yourself as a professional, finding other ways to make money. I've been fortunate to have split my attention since college on poker and business, and it's really supported me a lot because when I took time away from poker, business continued to support me, and when I wanted a break from business or I wanted to try to parlay that money into more money, I could do it on poker. So having those two things really supported me along the way. And you know, despite the fact I strongly believe that you can make 6 figures a year playing poker, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing something on the side. And most people who are into poker are very business-minded, expected value oriented, very responsible, very financial, the professionals and successful ones at least. And so there's a lot of spillover. And a lot of my friends have left poker to do business because they said that there's a higher expected value in business than there is in poker. And if they apply themselves to the same level in business that they do in poker, they're going to see greater returns with lower variance, lower volatility, and greater growth and sustainability. So I just really want to introduce those skills to you guys and just share what I've learned over the years. And I'm also going to be sharing a lot of stuff from the Holistic Life Coaching Program, which I did with Paul Chek. It's been 4 years of training with Paul and his wife Angie, going through his book, How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy, going to the seminars in Toronto. This year I traveled to California to train with him at the Chek Institute. And it's just such empowering stuff. It's so life-changing, and it's really easy stuff to implement. So I'm going to be sharing those teachings as well as the business teachings as well as the poker teachings, and I feel like that's going to be a pretty nice comprehensive offering to you, the team. But you know, these are just my ideas. I'd also really love to hear your ideas as well. If there's something you'd like me to talk about, you feel like there's something that I could address, something I could help you with, or something that would be fun to mix in, let me know in the comments. Just post a comment at the bottom of this video and let me know what kind of content you'd like to see. Please think outside the box. Really, it doesn't just have to be the content that we did before. Share your ideas. If there's something you've really wanted to see a poker teacher do, just post it. There's a good chance I'll be like, hey, that sounds fun. Let me give it a go. One thing, if you're going to post a troll comment or a joke comment, it's totally cool. I'm down for the laughs. Just please put some stars around it or something so I know that it's a troll, because I'm going to take the comments very seriously in this video. I really respect you and have a lot of love for you and want to give you what it is you're asking for. So if you're doing something that's a troll, just let me know so I can know just to laugh at it and not take it too seriously and not try to make a video on something that doesn't make sense. But please feel free to put some jokes in the comments. That'd be totally cool, totally fun, totally appreciated. So let me just check quick if I have anything else in my notes that I want to cover. I think that pretty much does it. I've talked about my goals for the year, $100,000 won in poker and 100,000 subscribers reached on YouTube, 10,000 subscribers reached on Instagram. I've talked about how I'm going to achieve that, and that's by having the pillars of one love, two, poker, which involves studying and stacking, and content creation, which is on multiple platforms. I mentioned that we're going to go deeper in the content. We're going to talk about holistic life coaching. We're going to talk about personal development. We're going to talk about business, money mindset, and we're obviously going to talk about poker. And I'm probably going to be sharing some interesting hands from, my bankroll building adventures. And that's it. That's what I wanted to cover in this video. I probably went a little bit longer than I expected, and I will try in the future to keep the videos to around 7 to 15 minutes. I feel like that's an ideal length. If you want to let me know in the comments what the ideal length for you is, please include that too. If it's 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, just let me know. I really want to do everything I can to cater this content to you so that you have the most enjoyable and educational experience you can by watching the Grips Poker Training channel on YouTube. Thank you so much for your support over the years. Thank you for being a loyal subscriber to Grips Poker Training. I'm very grateful to have you as a part of Team Grips, and I'm really excited for what's going to happen this year. There's going to be a lot of stacking for everybody. It's worked in the past. It's going to work again in the future. I'm sorry that I left for as long as I did, but just know it's because I had to go take care of myself so that I could come back better, clearer, stronger, able to offer you more value and more support along your journey to becoming the best poker player you can be. So if you're as excited as I am about my return to YouTube, please click that like button, hit me with a thumbs up, and let me know that you're excited, because as I mentioned, that's how I know if I'm doing a good job. And until next time, you know what to do. Close the party poker pop-up and take what you've learned, go out there and get stacking. 2019, let's make it happen. Oh, by the way, you've probably seen this if you're following on Instagram, but if you haven't yet, we got a new hashtag, because it's about the team, it's about the group, it's about the crew. It's no longer get stacking, it's let's get stacking. Big shout out to Jesse from Float Toronto for helping me come up with that. Much love to you, brother. And just much love to everybody on Team Grips. I'm really excited for us to stack up these chips. Okay, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by, watching this video to the end, getting updated in the loop with what's going on. I look very much forward to sharing more content, more wisdom, more guidance, and more open honesty with you in future videos. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week.